Going on, guys? Jay here from Inside Out. Welcome to another live edition of our Man's Night. Tonight, we're going to be talking about something that I think doesn't get talked about much. And believe it or not, you hear it a lot in the comment section, especially on my channel and other places. And what I'm talking about is this: concepts. And the one that gets thrown in my face a lot, especially on my platforms, is if you can't do the time, maybe you shouldn't do the crime. If that concept was so wonderful and so great and everybody followed it, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, and our prisons and jails would be empty. Imagine that. Interesting concept nonetheless too, huh? Well, we're going to be talking about that and so much more right here live tonight with your host Jay from Inside Out. Let's get into this! Welcome everybody to another live edition right here in our studios from Inside Out. I'm your host Jay, and welcome again, guys, to Man's Night. We have a special one for you guys tonight, I believe. And this topic, believe it or not, don't get talked about much on anybody else's social media or podcast. And I thought it was fitting anyways to put that up here and discuss it. Because again, I get my comment section filled up, if you will, when it comes to that topic right there. A lot of interesting concepts, and if they were working so wonderful, well, obviously you know and everybody else would know, we wouldn't be doing anything that you see here now if these concepts were so great and everybody followed them. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the chat real quick. Got a lot to digest and go through tonight. We got Trey Stone. What's going on, Trey Stone? He got in here earlier and said this: if the time is excessive, your laws are oppressive. See, I can rhyme too. Absolutely. Basically, it's, that's what it comes down to. Thank you, Trey, so much for being here. I appreciate you, as always. And then he also, let's see here. He also said, find it, there it is. If the crime didn't fit the punishment, that petty rhyme is misjudgment. Absolutely. It sure the hell is. And of course, I said absolutely correct, Trey. You're spot on. And he sent me a taco emoji. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I've got Tammy in here. Hi, Tammy. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. The link to join is in the pin section. Let me know if you can't see it. I'll resend it so you can join the live and be a part of this interesting topic tonight. So I'll wait for you to give me an answer if you need the link. If not, I'll wait for you to get in here. But we'll go from there. And, of course, welcome to everybody else, too, that are watching this, wherever you're at, whether it's X, or, what is it? Other platforms that had a brain fart. Anyways, wherever you're watching me from, welcome in, everybody, and thank you so much for being here. Before we get into the details here tonight about that stupid-ass concept, excuse my French, I want to give a shout-out to somebody who actually decided to join this network and this podcast. So let's go ahead and do the share screen and give her a shout-out real quick. I'm going to show you guys what that looks like right now. Plus, Trey, I got an update for you too as well when it comes to t-shirts, and some good news when it comes to my store as a whole. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of right now while I'm thinking about it and get that out of the way anyways. All right, so let me go ahead and show you. Oops, wrong one. Let me go ahead and show you guys the new person that decided to become a member right here in our channel. As you guys can see, there she is, Brandy Simpson. Thank you so much, Brandy. She became a member a day ago, and she joined the $2.99 level. And, of course, we got Laura, who joined 8 days ago, and we got our good friend Mark, who gets in the chat and talks about a few things too as well. And he's been on here for 23 days. So I got 3 members now. So major shout out and kudos to all of you that decided to join this network. I appreciate you guys nonetheless. Major shout out for Brandy Simpson for being a part of this. Thank you so much, Brandy, for taking that into consideration. All right, we got Tammy coming up on the panel. How you doing, Tammy?
I'm doing good. I'm having to use my phone instead of Rick's because I dropped the other phone, and I was trying to get it, and I can't. So that's another story for another time. I ran out of time. I've been trying to get it for 20 minutes. It's like in a place I can't see it. Like it fell somewhere. I can hear it, but I can't find it. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I've been there, done that many times.
I'm so mad.
Thank God. And let me.
And I just couldn't. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's all good. There's always next time. But I hate it when I have my phone on vibrate, and then when you try to find it, that sucks. Hope it's not on vibrate.
Yeah, I'm glad that I took it and put it on ringer earlier.
Right. That's. I'm glad it's not on vibrate because that makes it so much harder to try to find. Anyways, Trey Stone gets in here and says this: a poem by demand of high classes for safety of the ignorant masses. No one disagrees with what they're done until it happens to their dad, brother, or son. Wow, I like that. Absolutely.
Love it, Trey.
Absolutely.
Hit it on the nail on the head.
Yeah, absolutely correct. So, Tammy, real quick before we get into the juicy details of this topic tonight, what do you think about this topic? And let me ask you something: does it ever come your way sometimes in your social medias or wherever you get contact with people? Does people ever come to you and say, "Hey, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime scenario"? What do you think about this? What's your take on this?
I think it's kind of like any other thing in life, where people have this really shitty habit of telling other people how they know everything.
Correct.
But they don't really know shit. I mean, I'm sorry, Trey. I know you hate the cussing. My husband gets on to me too, believe it or not. He's the goody two shoes of us when it comes to that. But
I know what that's like.
I commend him about it. But my mouth right now, it's been a really rough day. So it's kind of like one of those things where people say, well, so and so did blah blah, and if they hadn't have done that, they wouldn't be broke. Or if they hadn't have done this, but you don't know that so and so is over there helping somebody less fortunate than them. But they're not telling you about it because they're not being a busybody. You see, that's where I have a problem. That's where it really chips me really bad, because I actually told 2 prison officials this today because I got the joy of being on the phone with the prison unit today. And I have something nice to say about 2 of the people that work there, at least, that I can say.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It turned out for the better. And I kept my stuff together because I know how to talk to people that haven't done anything to me. But doing something to my husband is like doing something to me. So I had to, handle it politically. But my point is, I said to them, okay, I'm just going to tell you what happened because it kind of relates to the show. I want you guys to realize, and I'm sure a lot of you do, Trey, Curtis, and a few others that have been there, done that. The CEOs in there and the higher ranking officials, I think sometimes the wardens know, and maybe some of the higher ups get it. When you see somebody's paperwork, you just assume that they're guilty. You're guilty. That's it. You're guilty. You're that monster.
That's their mind. That's that mindset. Yep.
Yeah, it's the same mindset. You're thinking, you're in here. Shit, you're gonna do the time now. We're gonna show you. We're gonna make you feel it, every bit of it, every day, and you're gonna pay, even the ones that didn't do it, right? So this happened today. I get a phone call. It's Rick. He's like, hello, babe. I was like, hi. I was like, what's wrong? I can hear it in your voice. What's going on? He said, I tried to get an I-60 to do something about this heat. He says it's 105 degrees in my cell. He said it's making me sick.
Uh-oh.
And I said, I'm so sorry. I said, what happened? He said, I tried to talk to someone. They took me to a lieutenant's office, a female lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
And he explained to her that when he left the unit he was at, that they told him he had to give up one of his fans. And then the other fan, they didn't let him take on the bus with them to his new unit. And remember, he went through 3 units before he got to where he was at.
Mm-hmm.
So on the last unit before he got to the unit he's at, they took his only pair of shower shoes. Even though they were 2 sizes too small, he could still stand on top of them and not have to put his bare feet on the shower floor. He's diabetic, remember.
Mm-hmm.
So they took his shower shoes. So
Mm-hmm.
I told him, shower in your socks. I would rather you not have your bare feet on the floor in that shower.
Right. No, because it's very unsanitary. You can get a lot of diseases and whatnot.
Right. And so he was like, okay. And so he explained his whole situation. Look, I have no fans. I was told that the major or the captain or the major would be able to see me and do something about the fans. She said, well, looks like you're out of luck. And then told him he had a case because he didn't go to a lay-in at 6:00 this morning. Remember, I told you they put him on a higher level because it's overflow right now. So he can't
Mm-hmm.
just walk in and out like without being let out.
Right.
So, they have to come get him and unlock it and let him come,
Right.
And nobody gave him a lay-in, and they were going to give him a case for that. And he said, look, nobody gave me a lay-in. Nobody let me know I had a lay-in. Nobody
God,
gave me a slip. I have nothing.
they're
They
so
have no
disorganized
slips
and
to
so
file grievances. Are you ready? They have no slips, no grievance forms, and no slips. And so I said, I will handle it. I said, have fun at work. I'll talk to you later. I love you. Hung up the phone, finished my day out. When I got off of work, I called the prison. So I get this woman answers and she said, so-and-so unit, how may I help you? And I said, oh, thank you. I said, I would like to please speak to the captain, the major, or the warden. Just like that, plain as day. Not mean, not nice, but not mean, just matter of fact. I want to
right.
speak to the captain, the major, or the warden.
Mm-hmm.
So she transferred me, and this lady answers and gives me her name, and I explained to her. She said, how can I help you? I said, well, I really need to speak to the captain, major, warden. I need to speak to one of the 3. And she said, well, what's going on? How can I help? I said, I don't know. I just need to speak to them. And she says, well, let me take it all down and I will definitely have someone call you back. I said, well, I really need to speak to them today. So then she was like, okay, well, I start telling her all this stuff about his health and that, we, for 4 months while he was intake for 4 months, we tried to get all this done, how they took his fans, how he didn't get to bring most of his stuff that he needed. Lucky he has his medicine. They kept his Bibles. His Bibles aren't with him, so he's really upset about that. And then I said, and then they took his shoes over there at Robertson. She said, well, what was the deal with the shoes? I said, well, they're from the county because for a year he hasn't had shoes. And those were 2 sizes too small. I said, that's what he's had on his feet since he got arrested last July. And then, so anyway, I was like, so, this lieutenant decided to tell him that, well, you're just out of luck. I said, that rubs me the wrong way. I said, I'll be honest with you. I said, I know that as staff, y'all see him as what's on that piece of paper, but you don't know him. I said, I've known that man for 40 years. We weren't married the whole time, but I've known him all 40 years.
Right.
I said, and I know what went on with his case, and I know what happened, and we're fighting it right now through appeal and all of that. I said, so that does not give the right to someone to judge. I said, there's only one person I know that can judge anybody, and it's God, and God's not that lieutenant.
Right. No, I gotcha.
I try to say, she was very kind. She was very empathetic. So she got my number and my email. And I said, I have pictures of the receipts of the fans where I purchased 2 fans. He needs to have 2 fans eventually, one way or another. I said, so he has one. And when it gets there, then he needs another. So then all of a sudden, here we go. And a few minutes later, I get a call. And it's the major. And that's at this prison, because it's so small at this unit, there's only like less than 500 inmates. I don't know how the luck of the draw that happened, but I'm still blessed. I explained to him all the same stuff, went through the whole scenario about paperwork and how people assume and da-da-da-da-da. I said, look, my concern is for my husband. I said, it's hot for you guys as staff. It's hot for the inmates. I said, and we've already had enough people die this year. The last one, his body temp was 107 internally, and he was 37 years old. My husband's 53, and he has heart issues, and he has all other kinds of issues and medication that he takes. I said, so, moral of the story, I figured out something in that conversation. So you know how we have been thinking, like, he apologized and he told me that he would be addressing staff and everything. And I told him I appreciate that, because I had heard a lot of good things about that unit. I said, and it's not about getting somebody in trouble. I said, it's about letting them know that they're there for a purpose, not for their own personal thoughts and actions, which cause consequences.
Right.
But I asked him, he said he would go to the commissary and talk to them and try and get him a fan, but he couldn't promise and everything. And I said, let me ask you, I said, if you don't mind, I said, so if he can't get a fan at the commissary, do I call Huntsville? Huntsville's it's where all the big wigs, the headquarters is. And he was like, oh, no, I told you I'm going to go to the comment. I said, no, I'm not saying that in a threatening way. I don't want you to misunderstand me. If you find out that there's something electronically or a procedure that would prevent him from getting another fan, can you let me know so I can call Huntsville and deal with them?
They should credit they should credit you somehow for the one that got lost. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, give him another fan, period.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Live in there till his other fan comes in sometime, whenever that may be, next year or 10 years from now, whenever the fuck they decide. But anyway, see, now my mouth gets really ugly. Anyway, so he was like very nice and everything. And I thanked him and I said, look, it's not about me versus you or you versus me. It's about doing what's right.
Correct.
And so he was very kind. But that led me to believe the fact that he said that about oh no, like, don't call them. Please don't call them. Made me feel like 2 things. They want to handle it internally and fix the issue, really fix the issue.
Correct.
Because they're better. And he did tell me too, he said, every prison is supposed to operate the same way by the same rules.
Yeah.
So he was letting me know that what they did at Beto, he said he's supposed to be able to bring both his fans.
Oh, interesting. Imagine that. I have to do it now.
There's your imagine that right there.
There's an imagine that.
Segment. So my point is, not only do we have people saying do the crime, do the time, they have that same mentality within the units themselves. And that's what causes a lot of issues, because as a person sitting in there,
Well,
You're already suffering. You don't need somebody telling you, well, your dumbass did that. That's why you're here. And
yep.
then them abusing you on top of it. Because that is another form of abuse. It's psychological.
Yeah, and it's just more proven to putting that they obviously don't care, and I don't see
Well, they're
nothing.
not trained properly. That's what it tells
Well,
me. And they're
that
hiring the
too,
wrong
but
damn people. They're hiring the
yeah,
wrong people.
that too, that too.
We're talking
But
about
this
people that couldn't make it as a cop or something like that. Some of them,
right
honestly.
bullies that they were bullies in high school, and now they get to be bullies in this job, right?
Yeah.
Because it's fitting, it's perfect for them. They get to assert their authority, and they think they're above the law in there. And then, of course, qualified immunity again, ladies and gentlemen, and Tammy, that don't help. With qualified immunity, they're invisible. At least they think they are. Until that gets gone, we're going to have one hell of a time dealing with this shit. And of course, with everything else going on as a whole, we're going to have a problem trying to get a lot of things changed. But we're on the right track. As you guys know, we did a podcast, what was it, on Wednesday of that new law that was passed. We're definitely on the right track is what I'm getting at. So, but anyways, thank you so much for that information there, Tammy. I appreciate that as always. Keep me updated, of course, on the process of all that and his fan
Oh, he
situation and
called
everything.
me. He called me 20 minutes later, and he was laughing, and I said, "What are you laughing about?" And I could hear the fan in the background. And
Oh,
he said,
nice.
"What did you do?" He said, "What did you say to them?" So they came. He works in the kitchen now. They came and got him in the kitchen, and all the
Oh,
kitchen
good.
guys, they call him OG because he's old.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they said, "You're getting a case, man," because they said, "Come on, the major wants you." And Rick was like, "Oh shit, no." He said, "Here
All
it
right.
goes." He said in his head, he said, "Here it goes. Tammy's called up here." But I want him to be treated like a human being, and if I can advocate for that. If this helps
Right.
anybody, guys, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to talk so much. Sorry, Jay. But if it
Yeah,
helps,
you're
use it.
fired. No, I'm kidding.
I'm fired.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
How
No,
do
you're
you
good. Don't.
handle, let me ask you something. How do you handle it when you say to you, well, if they do the crime, they need to do the time? Tough shit. How do you handle it? What is your reaction?
Well, no, I appreciate you asking me that because I don't know if you know that. And I tried to, before I went live, guys, believe it or not, I tried to find where, these people left the real comments on that, stating what Tammy just said there. And it's hard to try to find what video was that comment was left. And I just didn't have the time and whatnot. But my reaction to that comment is obviously it's completely 100% ignorant beyond ignorant. Because again, like I said, another way I can answer it is this: if it's such a wonderful concept, then our jails and our prisons and everything else in between wouldn't exist. I wouldn't be up here doing this if it was a real thing and it existed and people followed that concept. Somewhere along the line, people didn't want to, keep that concept in mind and use it for a reality aspect. So, me personally, the concept, I believe it's fiction. It's the people say it, but people still do it regardless. So, again, thank you so much. I hope that answered the question. It's just absolutely stupid. But anyways, I sometimes I don't even respond to their comment. So it is what it is. My good friend Trey Stone got in here. Cameron said this: prisons are $30 billion, basically $1 billion industry. Yeah, I think the number is a little higher than that, but anyways, it's close enough. Still a lot of money. The largest public works project of Dems and Reps. Prisons funnels public funds for public jobs. Prisons building creates crime to fill it. Money. Why you're here? Absolutely. Nothing else matters but that good almighty dollar.
They found a way to take slaves and keep them
Thank you, Trey.
enslaved. That's what they did. They found a way to legalize slavery. If you go back and look at public history, all the way back to the very, very, very back. That's it. And when I say slavery, we're talking blacks,
Yeah.
we're talking Latinos, we're talking
Mhm.
white people. It
Correct.
doesn't matter. That has no bounds. But it is modern day slavery, and that's what they choose to do. How do we
Well,
educate them, Jay? How do we get these ignorant people? Sorry, you're ignorant. You're
they,
ignorant.
they,
I'm gonna call it what I see it. If you're
they should have stayed
ignorant,
in school.
how do we educate them?
They should have stayed in school.
Yeah, yeah. I'm on the fence with that one, Jay. Can I be the devil's advocate?
Oh,
Everything
you're good.
I'm beginning to learn that a lot of stuff I learned in school was completely lies.
Well, I know school is not what it used to be. I totally agree. But what's another way of getting educated? So
What we're doing right here, advocate.
yeah,
Teach people.
well,
Get out
I
in the
don't.
get out in the world. Get out in the world. Get outside your dang house. Go out and talk to people in public. If you're standing in the grocery line, hey, how are you? I'm good. I'm a little sad today. Why? Oh, my husband's in prison. Oh, he is? Yeah. You ever heard of the hearsay law? And that's how it begins, folks. And then it just trickles.
Yeah.
Or I
was going to ask
somebody today. Every time, that's all I talk about. It's not healthy, but I do it anyway.
I was gonna ask you. I can't remember, and I need to do this myself. Again, this is where education comes involved. I don't even know if they have the hearsay law here in Florida. I got to figure that out. They do have the hearsay law in Texas, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. See
they
that's
tried to get rid of it. Abbott will not sign any bills on behalf of anything. He kills.
I know
the bills get killed before they even hit his desk. They see to it.
Yeah. I know actually 100% in my home state, they don't have that law. They do not have that. Washington State does not do hearsay. It's not even allowed. So that's crazy. But
I think it's not allowed in California too.
Interesting. I gotta check Florida, but like
Nico,
I said,
my bestie, if you're in here under an assumed name, I cannot type in the chat because I lost the other phone. So if you know the Cali laws, since you've been all over the place, let us know if the hearsay law where they just point a finger and say, oh, that person touched me, or that person SA'd me, or that person armed me, or any of that stuff, if they have to have definitive proof or that just their word of mouth is good enough to get you put in prison.
Yeah.
I just think the train of thought of that, Jay, I mean, think about it. You do the crime, you do the time. Well, they could do the time if they leave them the hell alone to do it. And let's make reasonable sentencing for the crime that they're in there for, too. Mm-hmm. Let's look at the case as a whole. Let's not just go, okay, well, this person pled, but then we're not going to look at any of this stuff because if we, what in the hell? I mean,
well, and I'm on the same page with you on that, Tammy, when it comes to excessive punishment or excessive time. Yeah. You gotta understand now, certain crimes, again, this can go any which way, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of slack and whatnot in the comment section, and I'm okay with that. Problem is, this is where I stand on it. Depending on the type of crime, all right, ladies and gentlemen, is what fits the sentence or should fit the sentence.
And the person, and were they an offender before? What is the environment they're going into when they get released? What is their childhood? What is isn't that what intake's really for? Did you do
exactly? But let me finish. Bear with me for a second here, guys. So again, no, you're good. This is what we're here for. Depending on the crime, all right, is depending on how much time you do. On top of that, depending if you have a background already, also plays a part in that. Which in some places, believe it or not, they use. Now, like with me, when I got put down in 2009, I didn't have a record. I was completely squeaky clean, except for maybe a couple, traffic traffic things, doohickeys like tickets and whatnot that were taken care of. But nothing major on my record. Now, they should have went by having a clean record, and my time should have been with that, which I believe they did. But regardless, depending on the crime and what state you're in, I think everything from that perspective needs to be equal and same, not this favoritism crap that I'm seeing. I don't know if you see it, Tammy, but me, I see a lot of favoritism crap lately going on with the sentencing part of it. Because again, like drug beats, some of these drug offenders, holy crap, they're getting a major amount of time, like a murderer get, a person that unalives somebody. So that's the part that irritates the heck out of me, how they can figure out the sentencing guidelines on some of this stuff. Tammy?
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the whole thing, though. How do we get everything? Like, I just don't know. It's like spinning around in the circle until you just fall over. This whole system is such a friggin' mess.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen court dockets be changed completely, like information disappear?
Have
you ever
I haven't.
seen that?
I don't think I have personally. No, I don't think so. No.
I just found some today where he was arrested in February for the contempt because they sent the service to the wrong address. Remember, he had a monitor, so they knew where he was, right?
Oh, okay.
They sent the service to the wrong address on purpose.
You are correct, Trey Stone. Thank you.
And then they issued a warrant, and he went to court. He got picked up. They set a $10,000 bail. It was on February 10th.
See, that's another thing, too. How do they figure out the bails? Gosh.
And then so they did a $10,000 bail on that one. I got a bail bond, got him out.
Mine was high. For a first-time offender, my bail was high. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Tammy. Go ahead.
It's okay. 3 days later, after we're already 8 hours away in the South, they issue a warrant because the judge and the other party had an emergency court, and the judge revoked the bond from a bail bond to a cash bond, meaning you have to pay the $10,000 in cash.
They make it virtually impossible.
They let him sit down here from February until July. When he went to court in July, that's when they arrested him. Today I was looking at the docket because I'm working on some stuff. And that February 2nd, that February 10th court hearing is completely not on the docket. His arrest is not on the docket. None of that about the bail bond is on the docket. It's all missing.
Imagine that.
But guess what? They didn't count on me having the bail bond paperwork or the release from the jail. I'm telling y'all, if y'all have cases or you have loved ones in there that are fighting their cases, do some digging. You'll find the dirt, I promise. And they think
that's all you got to do, and that's the part that I don't think you I know you understand this. I'm saying people won't believe this, that some people just don't want to do the homework.
Yeah,
it's amazingly how lazy we've all gotten.
Well, you know how many people have called to really check on him and his family? None.
Oh.
None. I don't get a phone call.
Imagine that.
Did everybody abandon you? I mean, when you went in, did you?
No.
I know you had your wife, but did you?
I had my wife, and but my obviously my dad and immediate blood related family. No, they didn't give two craps about me. He's the one that helped put me in there. So why would he communicate and be with me?
Yeah, of course. I remember that. That's low.
Yeah, that's very low. A father. And what gets me too, Tammy, is that I think I've spoke on this before too. Keep in mind, I'm a father. I couldn't imagine doing that to my kids. I don't know how in the hell he could. But he doesn't. I don't. He doesn't deserve the label father. But anyways, more on that later if there's time. But yeah, and Trey Stone said this. My bail was 80,000 first time offender. It fuels bail bond businesses, the easiest business there is. Absolutely. And mine, I had two bails. One for the two. What is it? The one for the robbery and one for the computer case. And if I remember right, my robbery one was like past what Trey just said, and then of course my computer one was a little less than that. So it was $100,000+ something to try to get out. First time offender. Yeah, so pisses me off. Thank you, Trey, for that comment. Appreciate it. Go ahead, Timmy, real quick.
Rick had $100,000 bill, and he had a $10,000 bill on the criminal side, so 110.
That's ridiculous.
And then he was getting hit on the civil side for the child support and the divorce, the divorce and child support. This went on for 6 years, man. Like on both sides, this man's getting hit, and they caused him to lose his job, so he couldn't earn, so that he could pay the child support, so he wouldn't be in that mess. But this is how they win. It's a strategy. Believe it or not, it is a strategy. If they can,
you know why they said it. Right. You know why they set it so high, though, Tammy? And I think you know this, but I'm going to say it anyways for most of the people in the chat anyways. The reason why they set it so high is because they know a lot of the low-income family members and whatnot don't have that. So they're stuck. Yeah. They know what they're doing. They do it on purpose. Yes. They can't get you out. Or if they are lucky and they can put their house up for a collateral. Yeah. So, yeah, it must be nice. But anyways, before we carry on with what time left we have about our topic tonight, I want to do an update real quick for Trey because, I wanted to get him an update about what's going on. There's some, I guess you can say a little bit of good news. My store is now up on this platform now. I woke up this morning with it on somehow. It must have been on their end. It's fixed nonetheless. I want to show you guys a few things real quick. And our new t-shirts are up for grabs, guys. The vote was in. The votes came in. We have our designs now, and here they are. Here's this one. I'm going to show it to you real quick before we carry on, guys. There it is. This is the one that got the most votes anyways, I believe, according to the numbers. I could be wrong, Tammy, but I think this is the one that got voted in a lot. Everybody liked it. There it is. What do you think, Tammy? Do you like that?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it.
And obviously it comes in different colors here, as you guys can see.
On the red.
Yeah, this is the burgundy.
I like it on the red. It pops.
Yeah, me too. And on my sleeves, real quick, I'm going to give you what it looks like when somebody wears it. There it is. The sleeves have my logo on it. Okay. And then let's see, where was the other? Well, anyways, this is what it looks like folded up. This is what it looks like here. So you guys can see. And then here's gray. And here's navy blue. And a lighter gray. And the highest is 3X. So, but I'm going to be talking to Trey here real quick about this. But I want to go ahead and show you guys the new shirt that I just put up. It's called the Polo. I don't like the price tag. This is ridiculous for this polo. Trey asked the polo. Here it is. Problem is they want way too much for it. So, Tammy, if you can hear me, and Trey, if you can hear me real quick, this is just an example. I don't think anybody's going to buy this, not at this price. It's $84. I don't see why it's so much. I don't make these prices, guys. But you can see this is what it looks like. Let me see if I can get a better view. Anyways, I think all team members should have this polo. So if you're all part of this team, you guys need to figure out how to get this to yourself. So if you're out in public or we do a rally or something like that, this needs to be on your person when you go do a rally.
That or one of the shirts. I mean, that is a little steep.
But I'm saying
more than steep. We need to find out if we can.
But what I'm getting at for you, Tammy, is that we need to find a polo shirt somewhere local, or I can or you can, and get one custom made for Trey. This is what he's looking at, though, nonetheless, and he wants a polo.
Okay.
So, and he's about a 4 or 5X.
Okay. I'll ask.
So
I've got 2 or 3 friends that make shirts.
Okay. So just let me know how this is going to turn out. Stay in communication with me. We'll fix this and get it fixed for Trey. All right. But
Okay.
anyways, it's there on my store. It's on my store nonetheless. All right. So here's the other shirt that I have up for grabs. Here's the one I decided to do. It turned out really well. Here's the burgundy side of it. Here's the gray side of it. And here's the navy blue side of it. I think it turned out really well. Nonetheless,
It did.
there's
It came
that.
out really nice.
Yeah, there's that shirt, guys. And then of course here's this one. This one also got voted in. Here's this one. What do you think about that? That looks pretty good, don't you think, Tammy?
Yeah, I like it too.
Okay, this is what it looks
I
like.
like it. Yeah.
Okay, and real quick, this is what it looks like on the burgundy or red, whatever I think that is, and then gray, navy, and lighter gray. And of course, I don't know why white's in here, but I think white, it's a choice. You don't have to pick it, but it's in there. All right, guys. And then one last thing, I wanted to show you that the shirts are up. These other shirts, like the Mangonat shirt and the beanie and the cup and all the other stuff on here that you see, is not coming up on my thing. I don't know why. I might have to redo these and get them back up here. But nonetheless, the Mangonat stickers right there. There's a bunch of stuff. The site is now live, guys. You can go onto my channel and go right here. This will take you. Okay, guys. So it's up and ready to go. There it is. Put comments and thoughts in the comment section. Let me know.
I like
All right.
it. Okay.
We're moving ahead. We're moving along, guys. Trying to get things done. I've been busy for the last week. Looking forward to the weekend. I got a birthday coming up, ladies and gentlemen. My beautiful daughter is going to be 20 on Tuesday. 20.
Aww.
I feel old. So I'll be away. Obviously away from the studio on that day. So
As you
anyway.
should be. Family
Yep.
first. Always.
Yep, absolutely. So wish my daughter happy birthday, guys.
Happy birthday. And I hope she has a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. I hope your whole family does, honestly.
Well, absolutely. Well, and
Those
it's
moments.
my wife's weekends off. So, and then on top of that, guys, we might be having again possible. I'm keeping my eye on it. So we could have a possible storm head in our direction.
Ugh.
And if it turns into a name, it will be Debbie, believe it or not. And we are in hurricane season, ladies and gentlemen. So just keep your thoughts and prayers with us. If the power and whatnot goes out here, I can't do any shows. So I'll definitely do what I can to keep you guys updated on what happens with that. But it's brewing right now over by Cuba. All right. So we'll keep you guys on tabs on that too. Of course, prisons are the same way. When a tragic event like this happens, believe it or not, all the COs, depending on the state, they go home and they leave everybody in their cells. That's messed up.
You there?
Yeah, go ahead, Tammy. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but we've lost all graphics. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
I can hear you, and I can see my graphics. My graphics are still up. What's going on with that? Maybe it's on your end.
I don't know. Is everybody?
Why don't you try coming back in, Tammy?
Yeah, I'll get out
The chat.
and let's see.
Okay. Tammy had to come take off for a second. She'll come back in here, guys. She lives in Texas and no video feed. Okay, Tammy, it says, it said no video feed on your end. So I think it is on your end. Still no video feed, Tammy. All right, so we're having technical issues on her end. All right, guys. So before we get out of here, I got a few things I want to ask you guys in the chat. I appreciate everybody getting involved. I appreciate everybody voting for the T-shirts. But everything's up and running now, guys. You can head over to my website now and order what you feel that you need to order. Please go check it out nonetheless. Everything's there, despite what's not showing up on here. All right. Secondly, if you guys have any questions, or if you have any, content idea, or you have something coming along the line, for whatever it is, please put it in the chat right now, and I'll look into it and take everything into consideration. Or you can email me on a more personal note if you wish. and you can let me know what you need or want to see or what you want us to talk about. We have a great team here. This community is getting bigger and bigger. As you guys can see on my channel, I'm almost at 10K followers. Absolutely. And we got Tin Man in here. Welcome, Tin Man. How you doing? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you as always. And of course, we have a lot of things changing as we go. This channel is getting bigger. The community is getting bigger. If you have a talent or something that you're good at that will help out this situation here, let us know. And we can put you on the team, especially if it'll be beneficial for everybody. I like somebody that has a lot of skill sets, and we could use you. And we got a lot of people already here on the team that will be very fruitful for this network nonetheless. All right. So questions, comments, concerns, put in the chat or let me know at voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. Again, my email is voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. Make sure you spell it the way you see it and hear it. Otherwise, I won't receive it. And again, some of your guys' emails are going to my spam folder, so I have to double check that every now and then too. Tin Man gets in here and says this, working, but I stopped by to show some love. Thank you, Tin Man. I appreciate that. I don't know if you got the message before you tuned in, but to recap real quick before I bounce out of here, I want to let you know that our store is up now on the thing. You should be able to click on it and go check it out and all that. Plus, I think the join button for the membership section is also there now too. So I think it was on YouTube's end. I woke up this morning for some things changed, and we're good to go. So you can check out the merch, Tin Man, and also join the member section if you're interested. We got Mark in here. Welcome, Mark. How you doing so much? I appreciate you, Mark. Can't do the time, don't do the crime. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, and the reason why I picked this topic tonight, guys, is because I get it in my comment section all the time, especially when I do short videos or something like that. They tell me to basically shut up or sit down or quit complaining or something like that, about everything, And it really irritates me to think that these people are that ignorant to even make a concept like that or a statement like that. And I sometimes don't even respond to them as much as I want to. I try not to. It's a very sad situation how ignorant a lot of our society is, because again, if that concept was so wonderful and it worked so great, our jails and prisons would not be overcrowded or full. So, that's exactly where I'm at with it. Anyways, Mark, thank you so much for being here. You have any questions, comments, concerns for me, Mark? Please put them in the chat. If you do, I will do what I can to answer them. We are a great community here now, guys, and we're definitely going to do what we can to bring some solid change within our system so people can have a fair time doing prison time or whatever it is. Tin Man gets in here real quick and says this: people get scared and forced into unfavorable plea deals. Absolutely they do. I was one of them. Hope they have to walk a mile in our shoes. Absolutely. To be totally honest with you, I think the plea system, how it's rigged now, needs obviously a major amount of reform to be changed, because it doesn't work. A lot of people are forced into these, or coerced, if you will, into these deals, and they have no idea what they're signing. And once they're signed and whatnot, it's too late. But you got Mark in here saying this. Thank you, Tim, for that comment too, by the way. We got Mark in here. It's easy to say that when you're never been there. Absolutely. The goody two-shoe square bearer individuals are the ones that are going to be saying that. Correct. Mark also says this: it's always people that have never been caged that got to speak the loudest on it, even though they don't know their rear ends from a hole in the ground. Absolutely. Correct. But I bet you they'll change their tune once they do some time, or one of their loved ones do some time, or something like that. Absolutely. Trey Stone said shopping equals. Oh, yeah, absolutely correct. Thank you, Trey, for that. Appreciate that. Mark gets in here and says, I'm going to watch the replay and check the website out. Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate it. We got some merch up there for you guys, especially you vets. We got a couple shirts. Again, I'll show you guys what that looks like real quick if you just tuned in just for shits and giggles before I bounce out of here. All right, guys. So here's what the merch, come on. Here's what the merch looks like for you guys that are veterans. All right. There's this one. Being a soldier is a choice. Being a veteran is an honor. Absolutely correct. All right. This one's up for sale right now. The highest goes is 3X and it's $15. All right, guys. And then the other one is, what did I do with it? Did it not show up? All right, I guess it's not showing up here, but I do have this one up for grabs too, guys. Will the real advocate please stand up? There it is, and this is $32. Okay, that one's up. I will show you guys what the other thing looks like here in just a second. Just bear with me. Let me see. Tin Man said they literally threatened my children to get me to sign a plea of no contest. Yeah, absolutely. They did the same thing with me, but instead of threatening my kids or my family, they said to me, if you sign this deal and take this deal now, you can go home to your kids and family. That's what tricked me. I fell for it because that's a soft spot for me. Absolutely. All right. Mark said this. I was the same way in the county. In the county, they tell you flat out, if you fight the state, they're going to stick it to you as hard as they can. Absolutely. I did 18 months in county fighting it, and that pissed them off. Absolutely. Trey said this real quick. The cops threatened to wreck my house to get a confession. Pigs. Wow. That's going overboard with that. Man, they didn't do that with me, but man, oof. I'm sorry they threatened you with that, my friend. That's bullshit. Excuse my French. All right, so let me go ahead and show you what that other design that I have that I was going to put up on a shirt, and I don't know why it didn't come up. It should have. Let me find that real quick, guys, and I will get it taken care of. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if that's it. That's it right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. I got to get this one put out there too. It says, no justice, but I served for your freedom. There's that one too as well. That's for the veterans. I'll get that one fixed and get up on my store if you guys are curious or like it. But the majority of my T-shirts that I came up with the designs and Tammy came up with the designs are there. So I appreciate it, guys, nonetheless. All right. Tim Man said this before we bounce out of here. They don't even buy you dinner first, LOL. No, that would be too kind and too nice for them, wouldn't it, Tin Man? But I'm pretty sure they tried to make us do it. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Tin Man. All right, guys, it is getting close to the top of the hour. If you guys like this podcast and you want to see and hear more of it, you guys know what to do. Make sure you guys are subbed here. Make sure you got the notification bell turned on. Make sure you got all your settings set where it's supposed to be. Because again, guys, we can't do this without you, and we can't bring any solid change within the system without you. Here's your chance and opportunity to become a member of this podcast at $2.99. Tin Man, it's open now. It should be up there. You should see it, the join button. If you want to go check that out, Tin Man, and do that if you can, please. I greatly appreciate it. We do have it, like I said, we do have a new member. So now I have 3 members in here now, and it's just going to get bigger and grow from there. We do have a new member, and I gave her a shout out at the beginning of the podcast, and I appreciate her very much. Mark said this. I had a sergeant on the city police force saddle ladder through my lawyer. He said, if I turn myself in, don't turn myself into city. They don't want to arrest me. Oh, imagine that. Imagine that. Thank you, Mark. Trey Stone said this. Me, I think I need a lawyer. Them, it's nice house. I hate to see anything happen to it. Yeah. Soon as anybody sticks up for their rights, their attitude changes. Whether it's, court staff or jail staff or police themselves. As soon as you know your rights, they don't like it. As soon as you have a camera in their face, they don't like it. And I say that because I used to be an auditor, and I used to go out, and I still might consider doing it. I got, a channel that I go out and do audit on too, but that's what I'm talking about, auditing. And, it's a thing. These cops are out of hand, out of control. All right. I knew exactly what that meant. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Mark. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in for this podcast tonight, guys. If you guys, again, have any issues whatsoever and you need my help or our help or something along those lines, especially if it's prison related, I highly suggest you make sure you're subbed to this channel, get yourself involved, do what you can, and I will help you. If I can't help you, obviously, then I will steer you guys in the right direction and find that. We got Curtis in here. Hey, Curtis, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, it's okay. Look, stuff happens. It's my fault, actually. I didn't send you I didn't tag you in the text, and I got caught up, and I forgot to send you that like I normally do. So, my bad. But anyways, welcome in, Curtis. Thank you so much for being here nonetheless. All right. Well, I think that's going to cut it for tonight. Again, the concept, if you guys get across somewhere in your guys' feeds or on social media, whatever you're on, and you get that concept or that statement, set them straight, guys. Put them straight. Let them know. Chris said, we need law enforcement. We need new law enforcement. We need law enforcement to be a little bit more educated. I also think that qualified immunity needs to be completely taken away for all law enforcement agencies, including DOC, because they use that as a crutch and a safety blanket, if you will. And the taxpayers, which is me and you and everybody else, can't go after them. It does not affect them personally. The taxpayers will be stuck paying for their mistakes. And I don't think that's right. But I totally understand what you're saying there, Curtis. All right, guys. Well, that's going to go ahead and what did Tin Man say? Tin Man said yes, but not abuse. I agree. Trey Stone said, too late, Robert. We don't like you anymore. Joking. Yes. You always bring a laugh to my face there, Trey. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, my friend. Well, that's going to go ahead and cut it for tonight. Tammy, I'm sorry you had technical issues on your end. I know you wanted to be here and discuss a few things, but nonetheless, my heart goes out to you. Much prayers and love and respect to you on your end. Hopefully we'll have the issues taken care of for Wednesday night show. But other than that, guys, you guys all have a great weekend. Love and respect every single one of you guys. Again, we'll see you guys on this Wednesday when it comes to our roundtable discussion. And I'm pretty sure we'll have a very interesting topic, like always, right here from Inside Out. I'm your host, Jay. I'll see you guys on the next one. Good night, everybody. Peace.